And so we turn off the lights again, shut down the cameras, and step into the alley where we talk, once again, give you our honest opinions in the alley, the studio alley. Welcome, everybody. I'm John. With me is...
David.
And joining us again is our favorite co-host, and I'm looking for something cool, like I want to say something cool,
resident
like
white person.
Yeah.
I want to say a resident collector of DVDs. That's all I keep thinking because he's got that huge collection.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
You need to start giving me them digital codes.
Yeah.
Right.
The digital
Shane?
codes.
Shane.
Yay!
Oh, yeah,
Shane
well, I
back.
just said
Yeah.
it Shane.
Yeah, Shane back. So, all right, so welcome back. We're doing some movie minutes again.
There's a cat in the alley.
Yes. And I'm not talking about the Gal Gadot picture I had up.
Ooh.
I don't know if anybody noticed this or not, but Gal Gadot is really pretty. I don't know if anybody saw that.
You know, usually Israeli or Miss Israel.
Right.
She
Usually
was
are
Miss
pretty.
Israel?
Yeah.
Yep. She
Wow.
Yeah. That's why
Good for
they
her.
didn't play it in, what was it, Lebanon? They didn't play Wonder Woman in Lebanon.
Oh, that's
or something?
right, yeah.
was. Oh, really?
Politics, eh?
Yeah. Politics and sex do not match.
Mm.
You would think. You would hope.
It happens. Often clashes. Happens once in a
But
while.
why would we be talking about Wonder Woman?
I mean, this is old news. Wonder
Right,
Woman's
Wonder Woman's made a
already
huge fortune, yeah.
It's not on DVD yet,
They're
but
talking
it'll
about
be
making a sequel already,
yeah.
yeah.
Is this more sequel talk we're doing?
Right. No, we're not talking sequels, but you know what we are talking about?
Uh-oh.
That was your ticket. You know what we are talking about?
We're talking about Wonder Woman.
Yeah.
What we're talking about Wonder Woman. Okay, well, Wonder Woman's back in the news again, not for box office, but because of the little director back and forth talking.
Yes. If there's one thing Hollywood's good at, it's drama between
Drama.
actors and actresses and directors, and there's always drama.
The news story that's going around is actually, I think one of the interviews ended up on CNN. Was James Cameron? Do you guys like James Cameron?
I like James Cameron's movies.
Up
Some of
till
them.
when?
Up till...
You sound like Homer Simpson right there. You know when Homer is caught in a lie and he's
Yeah.
just like, I
like James
I'm
Cameron.
Mr. Burns. What's your first name, Mr. Burns? I don't know.
Which way is the actor, James Cameron? I don't recall at this time.
They're my favorite movies, but I don't know them right now.
Let me pull up IMDb.
Yeah.
Terminator!
Yes.
Yes, I love the Terminator. Yes, no, I like
Piranha
Terminator.
2, no.
I like Terminator.
He worked on Piranha for a little bit.
I like Aliens 2 is one of my favorites. Shane, what else do you like by James Cameron?
I'm
Anything?
trying to remember his other movies.
Titanic. They really like
Oh,
Titanic.
yes.
Titanic was... No, you don't like Titanic?
Titanic's okay.
Oh,
I don't love
It was
it. I don't
predictable.
hate it. Yeah, it's okay. It's fine. Yeah, it's predictable. They did hit that iceberg. They threw a curveball and actually an alien shot it down. I didn't like Avatar. I don't hate it. I don't really have a strong opinion on Avatar. I think that's kind of more of an opinion. Is that I was like, it's okay. I didn't really particularly hate it, but I didn't really like it.
I thought Avatar was... Yeah, I think it's okay. I think it was not worth the hype that everybody gave it. Like, it's the greatest movie of all time. And I'll be honest with you...
It's the live-action Pocahontas.
Exactly, yes, exactly. It's not like it's an original story. And...
I wasn't really wowed by the special effects.
No, and David kind of ruined the... You kind of ruined the
Oh,
main
what did I
character
do?
for me.
Oh,
I
because he's
realized...
not a hero?
Because he's not a hero. He sacrifices
doesn't-
everybody else.
Everybody else sacrifices something and they die for it, and he
Yeah.
sacrifices nothing and he gets everything for it.
Yeah, now that you mention it. But the thing about it, too, is I think, unfortunately, maybe I'm not viewing it the same way as other people, but to me it's become kind of a joke, too, because him pushing these sequels back further and further and taking forever. It's like
It
joke
seems like he
now.
doesn't have it.
Yeah, I'm
He
just like,
doesn't really
whatever,
want it.
dude. But James Cameron is a very well-respected director. So-
Terminator 2?
Yeah,
Terminator 2 is great.
that's what I'm saying.
It's one of the best action films of all time.
Yeah, I he's a very well-respected director. I can't take that away from him.
But, I guess in an interview, someone asked, because James Cameron is very famous for writing strong female protagonists. Sarah Connor of the Terminator films. Not Terminator Genesis, let's keep that in mind, but of the original Terminators films. He gave Ellen Ripley a actual backstory and history, and made her really compelling in Aliens.
Rose.
She
From
did
Titanic.
not want to marry a guy who hit her.
Yeah.
She's a strong woman.
Oh, that's right. He did True Lies.
He did True Lies too.
Yeah.
He wrote Terminator Genesis.
He did not write True Lies. He might have got a story credit because so much of the beginning of the movie is based off his stuff.
Point Blank.
Didn't I?
He's a executive producer on Point Blank, the
Oh.
original.
Really? I didn't know that. But they asked him on his opinions on Wonder Woman. Because it's, making all this money, yada yada. And James Cameron, which I feel bad is because I feel like they asked him and he gave his honest opinion on it, and it wasn't the opinion they wanted him to give.
So they pretty much were like, James Cameron, over here. What's your opinion on Wonder Woman? And he said,
Oh boy!
why is he Irish all of a sudden? Why is he like this Scottish guy? Oh boy, I'll tell you.
Let's say, boy, I'm a James Cameron. I don't know. But
why does he go Italian all of a sudden?
My accents are all just the same. But he pretty much stated that he thinks Wonder Woman is actually kind of a backwards feminist film. It's taking steps back. It's not. People are clamoring behind this character and championing her when she's really not a character that should be championed. And that was his 2 cents. He didn't really go into long details. Are you finding the actual quote?
I'm looking it up now. From what I can get here, it's kind of paraphrased.
Yeah, that's what
But it says, he said that in Patty Jenkins' new Wonder Woman film, the character is just an objectified icon, and it's just male Hollywood doing the same old thing. He claimed it was a step backwards from his own Terminator franchise, starring Linda Hamilton.
Now, correct me if I'm wrong. Now, I could be wrong here,
Uh-oh.
but you should definitely listen to James Cameron about objectifying women, because I believe he was married to Linda Hamilton, wasn't he? And then he cheated on Linda Hamilton with the girl who's in Titanic. So,
Yes.
so if anybody knows anything about
Yes.
objectifying women,
And
it's him.
before he was married to Linda Hamilton, he was married to Kevin Bigelow, who they divorced, and then she directed The Hurt Locker and won the Oscar for it and beat him for Avatar. So a lot of drama with the ladies there, Cameron.
So-
Mr. Cameron there.
So right there is feminist power saying, "In your face, Cameron."
Yeah.
So,
So to me, this is kind of vague. Like, he didn't go into super huge detail about this. He didn't write an essay. He was kind of asked on the spot, and
right.
he gave his honest opinion.
Does that make him a bad guy?
For giving his honest opinion?
Yes and no, I think. I wish he could have elaborated and maybe made it more articulate in why he views his opinions on Wonder Woman. Also, he should also acknowledge the fact that don't bash other people's movies. Just don't.
Yeah.
Do you remember when, I remember we talked about it on Studio Alley, when Joss Whedon bashed a scene that was released for promotional reasons for Jurassic World, where he was like, look at this sexist writing, and how backwards it is written, how Chris Pratt talks to Bryce Dallas Howard's character.
I remember that. Yes.
Remember that?
Yeah.
And
Because it was a scene released where she drives up to his little
and she's trying to get
RV or
him
whatever.
to help out.
right.
And
She's wearing a dress and,
and
he's
she's
like working
he's
on a
like flirting
motorcycle.
with her, and she's all very prim and proper woman, and he's all I'm action adventure man.
Right.
And it's a little dated, but Joss Whedon went on a huge tangent about it, and I was just like, dude, mellow the fuck out, dude.
Yeah.
And then what happened? Avengers 2 came out, and every woman got fucking pissed at his ass to the point where he deleted his Twitter account because he was getting so much complaints.
Yeah.
And then guess what? Not many people complain too much about Jurassic World, about their depiction of women.
Yeah.
Because honestly, Jurassic World was just a dumb monster movie.
Right.
It really wasn't trying to say anything really deep. And it was one of those things like, keep your fucking mouth shut and work on your project. Like, and I'm not saying that people shouldn't voice their opinions on other films and stuff like that. It's just, if you do, you're gonna get flack for it.
Yeah.
So just honestly, just say like, oh, I
I
haven't
agree with
seen
that.
it.
If you're gonna, it's fine. It's just like the real world. It's fine to have your opinion.
Yeah.
But understand that if you voice your opinion and it's not in agreement with most of the world, you're gonna get flack for it.
You're gonna get flack
Be
for
an
it.
adult and accept it, or don't say anything at all. I agree with you saying.
Yes. So, everyone's like, "Ooh, he didn't like the Wonder Woman. This sexist." And they turn to Patty Jenkins, the director of Wonder Woman, and they interviewed her, I think, on CNN, and she very eloquently put what she wanted to say about it. And do you see that in front of you?
I do. Okay.
You can read out the gist here.
All right,
so
let me read this out. In a public response to Cameron's comments, Wonder Woman director Patty Jenkins wrote that if women aren't free to be multidimensional or celebrate an icon of women, or celebrate an icon of, well, that doesn't make any sense. Hold on. I'm trying to read it, but it doesn't make sense. I'm sorry, it threw me off. Wonder Woman director Patty wrote if women aren't free to be multidimensional or celebrate an icon of women everywhere because she's attractive and loving, then we haven't come very far, have we?
That's it?
That's it, yeah.
Oh, well, there's another one I saw where she's being interviewed. She said that James Cameron actually gave her praise on the film she did before this was Monster.
Right.
With Charlize Theron. Charlize Theron and Christina
Oh,
Ricci.
right, okay, right.
I don't like that movie.
Alright.
But James Cameron actually gave her high marks. He's like, that was a really good movie or whatever. And she's like, I appreciate for him, liking that film, but he doesn't like. And not Catherine Bigelow, what's her name? Patty Jenkins. Sorry, I'm mixing up my female directors because I talked about them too many times now. Patty Jenkins said it seems like Cameron's criticizing. First she's like kind of stating like a man is criticizing how we should champion women. It's kind of weird.
Right.
And she's like, well, so he praises a film that depicts a dark, gritty woman that's troubled, but a woman that's heroic and strong and beautiful, he like, no, that's negative. That's going backwards. And I was like, okay.
No, I get that, what she's saying, because I kind of agree with that for a minute. I thought to myself, you know what? As much as I love Terminator, I love the first Terminator, first off. I really love
I think Terminator 1 is a better
right.
movie.
Terminator 2, it's really good, too.
It's just more of an action
right.
movie. Then.
But, think about it, though. Her character in there, is Linda Hamilton's character, Sarah Connor, is she a hero, though, because she's kind of nuts, and she's willing to kill innocent people to protect the future? I mean, I don't know. Is she really a kind of
yeah, that makes her interesting.
I guess, but does that make her a good iconic role model for women? You think so?
Yeah.
Because she's crazy?
Yeah. No, she's willing to go the distance to kill a man to save billions of lives. Right. That makes her a compelling character. Is she a person that would just do it cold-heartedly and not think about it? No, she's torn about it and she doesn't go through with it. But she's crazy and she's a very compelling character. Ellen Ripley, I think, is also very compelling. A character who lost her daughter because she was lost in space for so long, and then she has to go through the trauma of her life, of battling the xenomorph in the first film. To overcome that trauma, she wants to save lives, and then she ends up saving Newt, creating, reestablishing a mother-daughter relationship.
Right.
Very compelling stuff. So, I'm not going to attack Cameron on his depiction of women in film. You could maybe argue, Zoe Saldana's character is a blue naked girl. That's pretty much it. That was her character.
Yeah.
Who says things like, "This is sad." That's Avatar.
You will never be one of us.
Yeah, I'm not gonna go. And she has sex with her dragon with her ponytail.
So realistically, is this a non-story though?
Yes.
Shane says yes.
Shane says yes. Says the white man. No. Okay, first off, I think Cameron, shut the fuck up. You're picking the wrong fight.
Right.
They asked him. He didn't go to them and say, "Well, this is my opinion on that." They asked him.
Yeah.
So whether right or wrong, it's
all right. So I'm gonna take a difficult stance. Can't argue with Cameron too much, because even outside of his personal life and his many wives, what is Wonder Woman? Wonder Woman was a character created in the 1940s by a guy who was really into bondage.
Wasn't he a bigamist too?
Yes, he had two women, they had kids with two women's, and he had two women's. He lived in one house with two women. He had kids with both of them. He's a weird dude. There's a movie gonna come out about it.
Yeah.
And Wonder Woman was very obviously a lot of his
desires
of, you know, fantasies of her tying up women. Her weakness was you bound her bracelets together and she'd lose her powers. You know, and Wonder Woman was her sidekick was a fat girl named Etta Candy who ate candy all the time.
Was she in the movie?
Yeah,
that was the one.
that
right?
was Lucy Davis.
Yes.
From The Office.
Yeah.
They clearly changed her role quite a bit. So Wonder Woman, not the best icon, but
right.
she was the only female icon. When you say the most popular superheroes on the planet, you would probably say Batman, you would probably say Superman, and you'd probably say Wonder Woman. Sorry, Spider-Man, you're probably number 4. But
she's definitely up there.
Yeah, she's definitely up there, and yeah, she's always a character. You know, Wonder Woman's also kind of attractive. So look,
she's Amazonian.
Yeah, she's an Amazonian character. So, but if
Shane
you're
just
casting,
jumping in there with all this. Good job, Shane. Go.
If you're okay,
I used to watch
do you remember,
the show.
Do you remember who before what's her name? Gal Gadot?
Yeah.
Gal Gadot, or I don't remember her name. Before she was cast,
Before Heaven was cast as.
Before we talked, before the announcement, remember how we were all saying like who should play Wonder Woman?
Yeah.
And
Linda Carter.
Well,
Yeah.
I love me.
I'm surprised she didn't have a role in the film, but that's.
Yeah, I know, right? That's kind of, I don't know. But remember how we would talk about like if she was younger, like Lucy Lawless would make sense.
Yeah.
Or remember what's her name? The UFC fighter girl.
No, Gina
Carano.
Carano, yeah.
Like a lot of people, we were going towards beefier, tougher girls.
Yes.
And then they cast Gal Gadot, who is Miss Israel. You know, she's a gorgeous woman.
Yeah, very beautiful. Yeah.
So, you know, it's one of those things where like we're getting a female hero she's also got to be really appealing to guys.
And a real life hero. A real life hero.
Well, she's not in real life, Shane.
She was a military.
Oh yeah. Well, okay, if you consider people in the military heroes.
Oh.
Yes. Well, yeah. Technically, yeah.
It's also mandatory.
Yeah.
It's
mandatory,
real.
yes.
Yeah.
But yeah, like she's got to be appealing towards the male gaze. And let's face the facts, Gal Gadot isn't the world's greatest actress. Like,
she's new to it.
Yeah, she's new to it, but do you think she was cast because she's a really strong actress in the role, or because she's really, really pretty?
I think she was cast because she was pretty.
Pretty.
Yeah.
I don't think she's that great of an actress.
I think she could do the physical stuff, so like she can do physical, you know, and you know it is good to cast unknown actors and actresses in these kind of giant roles.
Yeah.
Christopher Reeve as Superman. He was a nobody at the time, and he got the role, and clearly he's still the best Superman that we've gotten. So it's weird. It's I kind of agree with Cameron a little bit, and I think he could voice that opinion about that. Maybe Wonder Woman isn't this great feminist icon that you guys want her to be, and maybe it's because I'm a guy who knows a lot about comic books, and I'm also a guy who's I fantasized about comic book history. No, I know. I actually like comic book history as well, like how things got made. So being aware of like, well, you know, she was created by a guy who's kind of a fucking a guy who's really into bondage, like, you know, it's clearly in the books, and you know, it's weird. It's a weird fucking thing.
I think you think that's part of the problem though, is a lot of girls who consider her an icon don't know the actual history of it. You think that's a lot of it?
But it's one of those things too. Now you got to argue is things are different from their initial creation as well.
Right.
Like
she's
Wonder Woman,
evolved.
Yeah, she's clearly evolved. Like I think she ended up in like the 70s. She was like the cover of a famous feminist magazine. Like they were like, yeah, what? People were really pissed off when in the 60s or 70s they because they're trying to find an audience for Wonder Woman, and they took away her powers and they dressed her up like Emma Peel, and she was like a kung fu person.
Yeah.
Do you remember that? It was Diana Prince, the Wonder Woman. I think it was the comic series. Yeah. And people were pissed because they took away Wonder Woman's powers. Like a woman couldn't have the same strength as Superman or something.
Yeah.
it's Wonder Woman is it's a difficult history with Wonder Woman to me, and being a feminist icon. And also, I think we're in this weird age, and not just in this weird age, but I think feminism is a weird thing. It's not saying it's a bad thing. It's very much branched off, and I think guys don't know how to interpret it.
And I don't think a lot of women do either.
I think the same thing.
Everybody's kind of confused on what it is now.
Yeah. I think if you're a person who's into feminist literature, I really like Female Chauvinist Pig by Ariel Levy. She wrote like how we live in this day and age where a girl who goes to her workout aerobics and learns how to do stripper dances, and that's considered female empowerment.
Yeah.
And Ariel Levy's like, no, that's fucking not. but now if you tell a girl that, they're like, fucking no, I'm in charge of my body, I'm in charge of my sexuality. This is empowering to me. I can't really say that's not right. Like,
and that's what there's the problem. It's different to each person.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, like I've always had the problem with the idea of the sex revolution has changed femininity now, and it's like girls say women say nowadays, you know, well, I'm just out there to get mine now too, just like guys are, you know.
Yeah.
And I just don't feel like that's what girls from the 60s fought for.
Yeah.
The right to you can sleep around with guys too, because I don't think it's right for guys.
I don't
to sleep
know
around
though.
either.
In the '60s, though, that's when
but
it
it's
started happening. Though.
Yeah, but if you look at it today, it's really promoting like girls now.
Yeah.
Women nowadays are like they sleep around worse than guys, and they think, well, we rose to power. Like that's what you fought for, so you can sleep around.
True.
I'm like, it just seems.
But it's also one of those things where like they kind of need that wild push through the door just to be like.
Yeah.
It's one of those things like Betty Page, like you know Betty Page.
Oh yeah.
Yep.
You don't have to say that shit.
No. Sorry, it didn't come out.
Yeah, of course. No, but Betty Page was the 1950s?
Yes.
1950s or early 60s.
Yep.
You know, she was a pinup model who did a lot of bondage photography.
Yep.
And a lot of people consider her a revolutionary. And at the time she was. Not because, you know, she stood up for women's rights or anything. Like, she stepped forward as women can be sexual creatures in charge of their own sexuality. But now, if you look back on it, you're like, that's kind of fucking sexist, right? Like, she's, you know, she sure is empowering by being tied up. But in a weird way, she kind of was. I don't know. Yeah. Feminism's weird, and I think this back and forth between Patty Jenkins and James Cameron, I think, kind of captures that this weird. I don't know what feminism is, and like Tomb Raider. Whatchamacallit? You ask one person, you're like, do you think Tomb Raider is a strong female character that women should champion in the video game industry? You ask one person, they're gonna be like, fuck yeah, fucking Lara Croft fucking kicks ass. You know, she shoots dinosaurs with pistols. You ask another person, you're like, what? The girl with the giant fake ridiculously boobs and the hips and the mini shorts, the micro shorts. Oh, she's a feminist hero? No, she's not. I can't argue with that.
Yeah.
It's one of it is, well, we need to get more female characters in video games and in pop culture, but another part of it is like, well, we're also exploiting them at the same time.
Yeah.
There's balance.
Yeah.
I don't know what the answer is.
Yeah, we just had a big an episode previously about Milan. We debated this whole situation. Like, because I'm still stuck on this situation, and I hope female listeners contact us and give us more insight, because I would like to know, like, who else do they look up to? Because I still get the idea that Kim Kardashian, I still have the problem with Kim Kardashian's just a big hero, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Today. And then, like, to me, that's what girls have for a role model. Now, Wonder Woman's come out and it's like, finally, we got a good role model, but...
Is it more of a role model or more of a... just to see the human nature of... Well, they have problems, too, even a celebrity, and this is what they're going through. Maybe my life isn't as bad.
I'd like to believe that, but I don't believe that. I don't think they follow because of that.
I follow a lot of females on Twitter, and they'll
really?
Yeah, I do.
No.
But a lot of them, no, I would say a lot of them, but a few of them will jump to the defense of Kim Kardashian, saying, of course I look up to Kim Kardashian. She's an entrepreneur. She owns her own business. She's a cultural icon.
But
why
how
wouldn't
did
I
she
look
get
up
started?
Exactly. That's the thing. And also, then you also have to ask yourself, well, what's wrong with getting started that way? I mean, every celebrity now has nude photos, nude tapes leaking. They're still strong. The highest grossing actress right now is Jennifer Lawrence.
Yeah.
And a lot of photos got leaked about her. That should we not
But
look at
she-
her as an icon or?
She's more of a normal person, though.
The problem with
Said
that
you.
situation too. The problem with that situation too, though, is like those were personal pictures. You know, it's
Yeah,
not like she
those were-
posed naked and for magazines.
Oh, well, so is
These
Kim
are-
Kardashians.
Yeah,
No,
but
she wasn't
she
naked
let
on
those.
purpose.
No,
her,
yeah, I mean, but her leaked video. I mean,
Right? Yeah.
her video.
Was it
but
though? I mean, she did it for her, and then
Supposedly.
she agreed.
Supposedly,
and then
supposedly.
the rumor she agreed to let it release.
That's
for
the
money,
rumor,
like-
but I'm just saying.
Yeah.
Initially, maybe it was just illegally leaked or whatever.
Yeah. But I would like to have even more discussion on this with femininity and women power in Hollywood. I'd love to have more discussion on this. Maybe we'll bring this topic up again in the
I'm
future
sure we
with maybe some female counterparts to help straighten us men out. You know, to slap us around and tell us.
their point of view.
Yeah. You know, to chain us up and say, so I have to say, yes, ma'am, whatever you
You're
say,
starting
ma'am.
to sound like the guy who created Wonder Woman.
Yeah.
Well, he created a famous icon, sir, so it doesn't
He did.
matter. So. Just for a side note, for a little side note, I wanted to add in a little thing. Betty Page, when she retired,
Oh, I know.
she became a Christian.
Yep.
And tried to do missionary work. So, you know, I mean, think about it. I mean, you know, I'm just saying.
Yeah, I think she had like a famous quote where like she wouldn't let people take photos of her after like years later because she was like, I want people to just remember me for that.
Yeah.
So, I don't know. It's weird. Weird, man. Feminism's weird, and I can't really argue on either sides. I know my personal beliefs on it. I think Wonder Woman it's fine. I think it's great that it's the first thing I do on Wonder Woman is the movie is that it's an okay movie. I'm happy that it's making a lot of money, and I hope it encourages Warner Brothers to pursue more female protagonists.
Yeah.
I think it's ridiculous that Marvel has not put out a female-centric
Yeah.
superhero film. It's kind of disappointing in them. But guess what? Disney owns Marvel, and what did they put out? They put out Star Wars: The Force Awakens,
Yeah.
and they put out Rogue One, both with female leads. And
Yeah.
I thought those movies were great. Or Rogue One specifically.
It'd be nice to see a movie come out and just people enjoy it for what it is, not read into it or try and dissect it so much of.
Yeah.
That's also how I feel sometimes too. Sometimes a character doesn't represent anything; they're just that character.
Yeah.
No, I agree. But do you think Wonder Woman got a lot of praise too, as far as for the female empowerment, because it was the first female superhero movie, too? Though. Do you
but
think it
it's
almost
not.
got? But do you think it almost got
Oh.
misled? Like
Oh, we had Catwoman. We had no.
that's my point. Do you think though? Like, I apologize for. I can't find the right word. I don't want to say misguided, but you know,
Okay.
it's like, you know what I mean? It's like, oh, Wonder Woman came out. Oh, finally, we got to. I don't know why Marvel never released a female superhero. DC did it first. Yay! That means we got this. We finally got a great superhero, a great icon now. When you could argue, well, she's not really a great icon, but you know, she's the first superhero movie.
Well, to be honest, though, of all comic book characters, Wonder Woman is probably the most established and
Yeah.
prominent female hero. Like, Marvel's really pushing this Captain Marvel crap, and
Yeah.
not saying that I think Carol Danvers is a bad character, but Carol Danvers as a character hasn't found ground at all, like until recently in comic books.
Yeah.
And even then, honestly, after reading fucking Civil War 2, I thought her character was trash. So
Yeah, see,
it's
I just keep thinking as being kind of just getting into comics
Comics,
myself. I know Wonder Woman.
Yeah.
I don't know of really any other female superheroes.
and people really get on Marvel, and I've said this before, that people get really on Marvel, like, why haven't you done a female superhero movie? But outside of the
Mainstream.
X-Men, they don't really have any strong female characters.
Well, okay, this is more for another podcast maybe, but are there enough female readers to support female
I think so.
driven comic?
I
Like,
think we're
how
getting
does
there.
how
Yeah.
well does Wonder Woman comics do? Does anybody know? I mean, hasn't she
I
been
don't know.
canceled a couple times?
I
I'm
guess
just
her
wondering,
new
like-
stuff by Greg Rucka's pretty good. I met him. He seemed nice. He was a good guy. His
Did he
first-
cause quite a ruckus in the
he
comic
did.
industry?
He did.
I was going to say also seeing the conventions, there's
Yeah.
a lot of female fan base out there that are going to these conventions. So I'm
It's
sure.
tough to tell, though.
Because most of it's anime, though, isn't it? Most of the
No,
girls
well,
nowadays, they dress as anime
like-
characters.
not to, I don't know 100% of cosplay girls, but a lot of cosplay girls dress up as stuff because it's popular, not because they actually read that character and like her.
Yeah.
I mean, there's a lot of Spider
Yeah.
Gwens, and
Yeah.
I'm pretty sure a lot of them can't tell you that what universe Spider Gwen came from.
Right.
Like if you walked up to like, I'm more of a fan of Gwen Stacy from Marvel's 616 universe, they'll probably look at you like, what the fuck are you talking about, you nerd?
That would be an interesting thing then to find out at conventions.
Yeah.
It's
Just walk up to girls and what universe are you from? What do you mean? I'm from the Marvel universe.
Well, no, I
Yeah,
mean
but
also
which
even
universe,
just to find out, do you actually read this comic that you're?
Yeah.
But we also live in a day and age where a lot of these characters aren't from comic books anymore. Like they know them from maybe a TV show or a cartoon or so.
All right, so let us know what you think. Who's a good female icon? Do you think James Cameron's wrong? Do you think Wonder Woman is a great step forward?
Yeah.
Or
I
is
mean,
she
what-
just a character?
Yeah, or she just.
She's just a thing.
Or do you think we need more education here on Studio Alley? Let us know, ladies.
We need all the education.
If you feel like coming on the show, let us know. Hit us up on the Twitter. I am at Blinky Pueblo.
And I am an exploited geek.
And Night G6.
Night G6. That's just a cool handle.
It
How'd you come up with that? Is really cool.
I-
Night G6.
I don't know how.
Captain of the chess club.
Yeah.
My girlfriend is Wonder Woman.
Yeah.
Thank you. She
And
likes
just
to
for
be
the
called
record,
Diana.
Hollywood, you don't have to just slap a pair of glasses on a girl to make her look smart in Hollywood. I just want you to know that, okay?
But it doesn't hurt.
But, all right.
No, by spectrum.
All right, let us know what you guys think. We'll talk to you next time on another Studio Alley.
Yay. Fell down a while.
What?